top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts Bringing Value Home. MP McDonald hammers education budget and failing gaps. Dr. PERSAUD, SINGH-LEWIS clash over child abuse and public assistance. LACRUZ flags gaps in healthcare, safety and education in Budget 2026. Guyana to benefit from A.R.T carbon credits for third consecutive year. And in sport, the junior Lady JAGS secures commanding 14-0 victory in ongoing CONCACAF Under 17 Girls World Cup qualifiers against St. Vincent and the Grenadines. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm ALETHEA Grant with the Tuesday, 3rd February 2026 edition of the HGP Nightly News. This is what you should know this evening. If investment in education does not match the scale of the national budget, it raises important questions about policy priorities and the long-term vision for human capital development. These were the arguments delivered by Coretta MacDonald, APN News Member of Parliament and the spokesperson on education during day one of the ongoing national budget debates. Antonia Day opens tonight's broadcast.
Member of Parliament and spokesperson on education, Coretta MacDonald, highlighted a concerning trend revealed by the budget estimates from 2021 to 2025. On Monday, the Partnership for National Unity MP said that although the national budget has expanded dramatically, the proportion allocated to education this year has not kept pace and in fact has steadily declined relative to local government expenditure.
Mr. Speaker, with all the trillions and budget theme after budget theme, our children are still suffering. The state-of-the-art Brigham Secondary School 2 weeks ago was leaking to the point where it was competing with the majestic Kaieteur Falls.
In 2021, the central government's total expenditure was about $383 billion, with the Ministry of Education receiving $7.9 billion. Just over 2% of the total, the MP informed the National Assembly. By 2023, total spending had more than doubled to approximately 781 billion Ghana dollars. Yet, education share was only $14.1 billion, still below 2% of the total, she highlighted. MacDonald informed that this pattern continued in 2024 when total expenditure surpassed 1 trillion Ghana dollars. In 2025, although education subventions and grants increased to $29.6 billion, total government expenditure had climbed to more than $1.38 trillion, keeping education share at roughly 2.1%, she detailed. MP MacDonald contended that education is not receiving a priority share of national resources, despite frequent assertions that it is a key focus area.
At least in absolute terms, it has failed to keep pace with the growth of the national budget. The result is that education is not being prioritized. Why do these outcomes still lag behind the expenditure? This is not hostility to investment. It is respect for public monies.
The educator argued that education is fundamental to national development, influencing economic growth, social well-being, and future opportunities. This year, $24.3 billion was allocated to education to strengthen access, equity, and national development. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Meanwhile, sharp exchanges erupted in the National Assembly over government's handling of child protection and social welfare. Minister of Human Services and Social Security, Dr. PERSAUD, and the Shadow Minister Tasha Singh-LEWIS went head-to-head on whether the budget truly puts people first. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
As the 2026 budget debate commenced on Monday, Shadow Minister of Human Services and Social Security, Natasha Singh-Lewis, launched a scathing attack on the allocations to the ministry, arguing that spending on buildings and programs is failing to address the real crisis affecting children. Singh-Lewis told the House that child abuse cases continue to rise, revealing that 3,953 cases were reported in 2024, while 4,032 cases were recorded in 2025. A total of 7,985 cases over a 24-month period
is rotting in the Child Protection Agency, and this House should investigate this matter.
Yes, Moses.
More importantly, Mr. Speaker, tell us what are the measures. I know the minister is coming to speak after me. I want her to tell us what are the measures that will be implemented in 2026 with that huge sum of money to eradicate child abuse. How many of those cases are flagged as child sexual abuse?
The opposition MP also raised the case of an indigenous woman from Port Kaituma, whom she said the system failed despite repeated appeals. Singh-Lewis disclosed that on September 2, 2024, she wrote to Minister PERSAUD requesting that Leona James, a wheelchair-bound woman, be granted disability support. According to Singh-Lewis, no response was received, and the woman will never access that grant.
I wrote the minister and got no response. Mr. Speaker, December of last year, Leona James died without receiving that public assistance. She died without receiving the grant, Mr. Speaker. Those things hurt me. These are people who are deserving of government assistance. Right. You don't come here and tell me that you put people first. That is just wrong.
Responding to the criticism, Minister of Human Services and Social Security, Dr. Vincent PERSAUD, defended the government's record, stating that Budget 2026 provides expanded support for vulnerable groups across Guyana. Dr. PERSAUD said approximately 30,000 persons living with permanent disabilities, along with thousands of senior citizens, will benefit from enhanced programs, including new facilities and increased direct financial assistance. She further revealed that of the $78.3 billion allocated to the ministry, $70 billion will go directly into the hands of the beneficiaries across the length and breadth of the country.
The recipients of public assistance, permanent disability, and senior citizens. Mr. Speaker, we have seen the increase in the numbers of beneficiaries since this People's Progressive Party Civic took office.
Dr. PERSAUD also addressed concerns surrounding child abuse, acknowledging the seriousness of the issue while insisting that progress is being made.
That is a very serious issue. We take it very seriously at all levels of the ministry. Mr. Speaker, if you look back at the statistics in the last 4 years, you would have seen a consistent reduction in the number of cases of child abuse from over 4,000 to just over 3,000.
Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Member of Parliament Vincent Jordan has questioned government's 2026 fiscal plan about putting the people first and reducing the high cost of living and poverty when the most important aspects of daily life is providing food for your family. This, according to Jordan, has been completely ignored and has no meaningful measures to cater for sustainable agriculture in every region in this $1 trillion budget. Marvin Cato reports.
I say to the Honorable Minister, we will gift him this manifesto so that his government can put the policies and programs into place.
That was Member of Parliament Vincent Jordan, representing the Partnership for National Unity, as the 2026 budget debate commenced on Monday. MP Jordan highlighted a troubling Inter-American Development Bank IDB report, which states that 58% of Guyanese are living in poverty, while 32% are living in abject poverty.
This government is kleptocratic. They're kleptocratic with our finances, they're kleptocratic with our lands, and they're kleptocratic in broad daylight.
In his presentation, Jordan reminded that allocation for agriculture totals $113.2 billion. Of that sum, $81.9 billion goes towards infrastructural works carried out under drainage and irrigation. He accused the government of 40% wastage in this allocation, indicating that most of it is misplaced or misappropriated as a result of poor designs and placements, incompetence, and alleged huge kickbacks for the government, its families, friends, and favorites. The MP believes that this government is not serious about food production and for food security, and wanting Guyana to return to being the breadbasket of the Caribbean, when out of an allocation of $113.2 billion, a mere $1.9 billion goes to livestock and $3.3 billion goes to other crops. Jordan said to the area which generates our foods, including meat and milk, only a mere 4.5% of the entire budget is allocated. This is not putting people first, he reminded.
Measures outlined in this budget shows clearly that the PPPC government does not have a plan that informs their team.
The MP also pointed out that of the ministry's budgetary allocation, $95.3 billion will go towards drainage and irrigation and Gaisuku, two entities, the MP said, have proven over the last 6 years that they are non-productive, failures, clouded with mismanagement, misappropriate funds, and lack success. He stressed that to reduce the cost of living, the government should make every region self-sustainable and self-reliant by investing heavily in the agricultural sector and training the regions, thereby boosting food production and lowering the cost of food. In Region 5, he reminded, a mere $144 million will cater to capital works, clearly missing the impact on crop production and livestock development. Were this government serious about bringing down the cost of living, the MP said, every region would have had a sound plan for the development of sustainable agriculture. On this score, the MP noted, Budget 2026 is a failure. Marvin Cato, reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Join us after the break. We have more news for you.
Celebrate with us at Courts. We have what you need at the biggest season sale. Save with great deals and huge savings on select items store-wide. Get unbeatable values on TVs, new arrivals in furniture. Save on select bedroom sets, large appliances, free gifts, and much more. Shop now, pay later. Get huge savings this season. Only at Courts. Bringing value home. Offers end February 28, 2026. Conditions apply.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc., powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
This Saturday and Sunday, come down to Gafour's all-new Home and Office Center, upstairs of the MacDo Mega Complex. We got everything to fix up your place. Recliners, TVs, refrigerators, chandeliers, kitchen appliances, fitness equipment, outdoor furniture, toys, back-to-school bags, all under one roof at prices you can't beat. We open Saturday from 7:30 to 4 and Sunday from 9 to 4. And here it is. You getting 10% off store-wide every Sunday. So don't miss this opportunity to save big. Call 223-9896 or come down this weekend to Gafour's all-new Home and Office Center, upstairs of the MacDo Mega Complex. Gafour's, the name you can trust. See you there.
Welcome back. You with the HGP Nightly News. Education Minister Sonia Parag has vigorously defended her ministry's budgetary allocations, showing how it will continue to address the needs of the education sector, especially secondary and tertiary education.
This government has allocated $24.3 billion to complete more than 40 schools across Guyana, while continuing rehabilitation and maintenance of existing facilities.
That was Minister of Education Sonia Parag defending vigorously her ministry's budgetary allocations in this year's budget. The ministry was awarded $183.6 billion. The minister pointed out that a number of schools are earmarked to be completed, which will bring 6,760 new secondary spaces closer to home for students across Guyana.
Over $3 billion in university student loans have been written off for more than 4,000 students.
The minister pointed out that our government believes in education, hence every budget sees massive spending on the education sector. She reminded that the government is providing free education from nursery to tertiary. She pointed out that since tertiary education is once again free, there has been a leap in the number of students who attend the University of Guyana. $14.5 billion was allocated to the University of Guyana, a significant decrease from the institution's initial request. However, more than 26,000 students applied for the academic year 2025 to 2026, the minister posited.
Higher education is now being decentralized from Georgetown. Medicine and engineering programs are expanding to regions 2, 3, and 6.
Parag highlighted that $1 billion is allocated for the expansion of higher education programs. 130 students she highlighted are enrolled for that program. She also highlighted that 14,064 scholarships were awarded under the GOLD program. An allocation of $5.8 billion was allocated to GOLD. While highlighting the GOLD scholarship, the minister took a jab at the Shadow Minister of Education representing We Invest in Nationhood, Dr. Gordon Barker, who she claimed criticized the program but benefited significantly with an undergraduate and postgraduate degree. The GOLD program, she said, has brought great benefits to the people of Guyana, and for that, she believes this budget caters to the needs of the Guyanese people and will put them first. Marvin Cato, reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Opposition Member of Parliament Dion LACRUZ has criticized Budget 2026, arguing that it fails to address the real needs of hinterland and indigenous communities. During his budget presentation, LACRUZ focused on the gaps in healthcare, public safety, carbon credit distribution, and education, particularly in Region 1. Tiana Cole has the details.
Opposition Member of Parliament Dion LACRUZ of the We Invest in Nationhood Win Party on Monday told the National Assembly that healthcare remains one of the most glaring failures of the budget, pointing to inadequate services and poor infrastructure at key medical facilities in Region 1. He stressed that millions of dollars have been spent on the Kamaka District Hospital, yet there is no proper mortuary.
Situation become even more alarming, Mr. Speaker. In emergencies, in urgent medical cases, there is no reliable medevac system. People are forced to travel for hours by river and again rough boats before receiving urgent care.
Turning to public safety, the opposition MP said police ranks and health workers operate under unsafe conditions while struggling with high cost of living in hinterland communities.
How can we nurses and hospital staff travel late at night while crime remains a real threat and taxi services are few? We urgently need better pay, better condition, and modern, accountable police force that serve both public and its own rank with fairness.
On carbon credits, LACRUZ questioned government's projections and demanded accountability, especially regarding benefits for indigenous communities who protect the forest.
The carbon credit budgeted for 2025 was $41 billion. Out of this, Guyanese only received $14 billion. The question is, Mr. Speaker, why was there a shortfall? Is it bad planning by the government? It must be bad planning by the government, because why the LCDS money falling short every year?
LACRUZ also raised concerns about the state of education in Region 1, saying low wages and neglect are creating unhealthy learning environments for children.
Schools in Region 1 do not have enough cleaners because their payment is too low. People don't want to go to work because the salary payment, whatever, you know what I mean. As a result, some schools have bats, rats, pests, right? And they're making the environment unhealthy for children. Mr. Speaker, how can we talk about improving education when basic cleanliness in school is being neglected?
LACRUZ concluded that Budget 2026 does not live up to its theme of putting people first, arguing that Indigenous and Hinterland communities continue to be left behind despite Guyana's growing wealth. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
The investigation into the December 21 gunning down of a father of two appears stalled. You'll hear more from Travis Chase.
More than 1 month after the fatal shooting of a father of two, Chevere Fraser, the police investigation appears to have stalled, with no arrests made and little public information released, even as critical questions linger over the circumstances of his death. Since the killing, all suspects were released from police custody. Fraser has since been buried, and relatives say the lack of updates from investigators has only deepened their anguish. Police have previously stated that they are searching for the main suspect, the alleged shooter. But for the family, the passage of time and the silence surrounding the case continue to raise serious concerns as they await justice. Sources close to the probe told HGP Nightly News that investigators are not satisfied with the account given by the well-known character who was in the company of Fraser the night he was killed, describing his version of events as unclear, inconsistent, and changing. The man was taken into custody as police attempted to reconstruct the final moments before the shooting. An autopsy later confirmed that Fraser died from a single gunshot wound to the head. He was shot late on the night of December 21 in Sophia. A second man who was with him at the time was also shot. He was hospitalized and later discharged. Nightly News understands that a person of interest in the case have fled to French Guyana and have told the story to a gang operating out of that country of how Fraser was shot and killed. It is now known that local police should be issuing wanted bulletins very soon and may even seek the help of Interpol. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Antonio Day tells us that a Partnership for National Unity's Member of Parliament, Nima Flubes, has hammered Budget 2026, citing its failure to reflect any real commitment to realizing the potential of the culture and sports sector. Flubes says the People's Progressive Party civic government has once again failed. Here is more.
Nima Flubes, Member of Parliament for the Partnership for National Unity, said that if the government is serious about developing the non-oil sector, culture, youth and sports should be allocated adequate resources alongside a clear strategy to harness their economic potential. Despite the government's claim to support this approach, the budget allocation contradicts such intentions, Best argued.
And this sector, especially culture and sports, should have been provided with the resources and the outline of a strategy to realize the economic potential of sport and culture.
According to the Shadow Minister of Culture, Youth and Sports, only 5.3% of the ministry's fund will be spent directly on human resources. The cultural sector, including music, crafts, theater, heritage, and festivals, is vital to national identity and the creative economy, she argued. She also contended that the so-called Orange Economy Task Force appears more symbolic than substantive, lacking concrete policy and planning.
The much-touted Orange Economy Task Force is more a ceremonial add-on rather than policy and a plan. If this government is serious about the orange economy, which has been in existence all the time and has little protection, the copyright legislation would have been a priority to be revised and updated.
Out of the $3.7 billion allocated, $2.6 billion is designated for buildings, furniture, equipment, and capital projects, while the remaining $1.1 billion primarily covers administrative costs, Best told the August House. She noted that this distribution is unlikely to foster development within the sector or benefit the people working within it. Antonia Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Join us after the break. We have more news for you.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sivan's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sivan's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
Celebrate with us at Courts. We have what you need at the biggest season sale. Save with great deals and huge savings on select items store-wide. Get unbeatable values on TVs, new arrivals in furniture. Save on select bedroom sets, large appliances, free gifts, and much more. Shop now, pay later. Get huge savings this season, only at Courts. Bringing value home. Offers end February 28, 2026. Conditions apply.
Still with the HGP Nightly News, the government has announced the renewal of the A.R.T high-integrity trees carbon credits for the third consecutive year. This renewal marks another major milestone in the country's long-standing leadership in sustainable forest management, climate action, and jurisdictional scale carbon markets. Found out more from Marvin Cato.
For the third consecutive year, Guyana was able to renew the A.R.T high-integrity trees carbon credits, which have been labeled as CORSIA eligible, confirming its alignment with the highest international standards for environmental integrity, transparency, and accountability. The issuance reflects the measurable outcomes of consistent work by the government and forest communities in ensuring verifiable emissions reductions through forest stewardship, robust national monitoring systems, and consistent policy commitment to low-carbon development. A release from the Office of the Low Carbon Development Strategy said, "This issuance is both a validation of Guyana's long-term vision and a signal of confidence to global markets. It demonstrates that countries and communities can benefit from making forests worth more alive than dead by valuing sustainable management of forests." Guyana's forests cover more than 85% of the national territory. Guyana has invested heavily in forest governance, national measurement, reporting and verification systems, indigenous land titling, and benefit sharing mechanisms that ensure forest communities are direct beneficiaries of climate finance. The A.R.T issuance to Guyana of 2023, Vintage Trees Credits, builds on previous issuances and reflects the continued advancement of these systems over time. The CORSIA label attached to these credits confirms that Guyana's trees credits meet the eligibility requirements of the carbon offsetting and reduction scheme for international aviation, making them among the most rigorously assessed credits available globally. For global carbon markets, this issuance reinforces the viability of jurisdictional REDD+ as a cornerstone of high-integrity climate finance. The issuance also strengthens Guyana's ability to mobilize results-based finance to support national development priorities, including climate-resilient infrastructure, indigenous community development, forest conservation, and biodiversity protection. It also underscores Guyana's role as a global leader in shaping credible, equitable, and scalable solutions for forest-based climate mitigation. The government of Guyana says it remains committed to advancing high-integrity carbon markets, improving environmental and social safeguards, and working with international partners to ensure forest conservation delivers tangible benefits for the Guyanese people while contributing meaningfully to the global fight against climate change. Marvin Cato, reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Guyana and Belize have taken steps to deepening bilateral ties, signing several memoranda of understanding aimed at expanding cooperation in key development sectors. Tiana Cole with the details.
The governments of Guyana and Belize have reaffirmed their long-standing friendship and shared Caribbean values with the signing of a series of memoranda of understanding (MOUs) designed to strengthen cooperation in areas of mutual interest. Belize's Prime Minister John Antonio Briceño said the agreements reflect both countries' commitment to peaceful collaboration, respect for sovereignty, and practical cooperation that benefits their people while contributing to regional stability and development.
is our shared commitment to peace and democracy. In a world often marked by division and uncertainty, CARICOM continues to stand as an organization that believes in dialogue over conflict, cooperation over confrontation, and progress through mutual understanding.
Prime Minister Briceño also noted that Guyana-Belize are home to some of the Caribbean's most diverse and valuable ecosystems, including vast tropical forests, freshwater resources, and rich biodiversity, positioning both countries as environmentally significant small states. President Irfan Ali echoed the importance of unity, stating that Guyana is stronger through closer partnership with Belize.
But I wanted once again to reinforce how better we are when we are fused together, when we align our policies and align our systems to support our national development agenda.
The MOUs provide frameworks for cooperation in defense and security, education and skills development, tourism, digital transformation, artificial intelligence, and economic engagement. All agreements are guided by principles of mutual respect, equality, and non-interference in keeping with CARICOM obligations. On defense and security, both governments agree to collaborate in capacity building, training, and information sharing to address shared threats such as transnational crime, drug trafficking, and emerging security risk. The cooperation is non-binding and defensive in nature. In education, the focus is on scholarships, academic exchanges, skills training, and access to digital learning platforms to strengthen human capital and people-to-people ties. Tourism cooperation will promote joint initiatives, sustainable tourism development, and multi-destination travel opportunities to support economic growth and cultural exchange. Belize also confirmed its intention to join a Global Biodiversity Alliance launched by President Ali in July 2022, aimed at mobilizing support to address biodiversity, loss, and climate change. Both governments emphasized that MOUs are expressions of intent and will be implemented gradually, in line with national priorities and available resources. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for regional news.
Fruitopia, Fruitopia, it's a drink that's hype. Citrus punch, fruit punch tastes nice. Guava, pineapple, that give me a vibe. We no want nothing less compared to the rest. Fruitopia the best. Quench any thirst when it comes to the test. Perfect thing for my lunch. Flavors pack a punch. Fruitopia, Fruitopia, it's a drink that's hype. The citrus punch, fruit punch tastes nice. Fruitopia, the drink that rocks your lunchtime.
Interested in honoring or paying tribute to a loved one, or just making a loved one feel special? HGP TV offers you all that and more. Air your birthday greetings, death announcements, and wedding anniversaries on HGP TV today. HGP TV offers affordable prices, convenience, and great services. Call us on 220-3660 or email us at sales@hgptv.com.
Good evening and welcome to Tuesday's edition of the Regional News. I'm Antonio Day. Here's what you need to know as we turn attention to news in the Bahamas. Bahamian Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis said that on Monday he's disappointed that public health care nurses across the country called in sick in recent days over issues with overtime. Quoting, "It is disappointing when I think that what this government and this administration, and me in particular, have done," he said outside the headquarters of the Progressive Liberal Party. He said his government recognizes the value of nurses and the sacrifices they make. Continuing, "We are on the siege from other jurisdictions to lure them away from their home," he said. "We have been doing our best to ensure that they are properly compensated. If they look at where they were when I came into office and where they are now, that should tell them how I feel about them, and I value them." End of quote. Turning attention to news in Haiti. A federal judge in Washington, D.C. blocked the Trump administration from ending temporary protected status for Haitians just 1 day before the program was set to expire. The ruling preserved deportation protections for more than 350,000 people while litigation continues as the court questions whether federal officials adequately consider Haiti's escalating violence and humanitarian crisis. And finally, with international news. U.S. President Donald Trump's move to slash tariffs on Indian imports sparked a relief rally across the Asian countries' markets on Tuesday, lifting sentiment among exporters and policymakers, even as the details of the agreement remain scant. Trump announced a trade deal with India on Monday to cut tariffs to 18% from 50% in exchange for New Delhi halting Russian oil purchases and lowering trade barriers. That has brought us to the end of Tuesday's edition of the Regional News. I'm Antonio Day. Do have a wonderful rest of the evening, and goodbye for now.
Let's now join Delwyn Neblet for HGP's Sports Pulse.
Good evening, Guyana. I'm Delwyn Neblet with your HGP TV Sports Pulse for today, Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026. Ghana Football Federation officials recently attended the 41st CONCACAF Congress in Nicaragua, where football leaders from across the region gathered to discuss key administrative issues affecting the Confederation. The regional leaders approved the 2026 CONCACAF budget, presented the CONCACAF Council's annual report, and provided updates on the CONCACAF qualifiers for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The Ghana Football Federation also reaffirmed their commitment to regional football development and governance. More in football, action took place in the 2026 CONCACAF Under-17 Girls World Cup qualifiers, with Ghana taking on St. Vincent and the Grenadines at the Guillermo Prospero Trinidad Stadium in Aruba on Monday. The junior lady JAGS secured a commanding 14-0 victory on the back of goals from Alexandria Chassels, Tanya Rivera, Avril Pasvolsky, Ellie Biffin, Anaya Joseph, Carissa Lombardi, Aliyah John, and Ariana Chin. Moving into horse racing, action took place in the Banks DIH Classic Horse Race Meet with multiple races at the Port Moran Turf Club on Sunday. Dataman of Master Z Stables delivered a dominant performance to win the feature 1 mile event with a blistering time of 1 minute 33 seconds and claimed the $2 million top prize. Anthem King of Jumbo Jet Racing Stables finished in second, while Olympic Kremlin finished in third. In the L-Class non-earnest category, Top of the Cloud prevailed over Angel in second and Patriotism in third. Crowd favorite Dr. J prevailed in the L-Class Maidens category ahead of Miss Simran and a Perfect Trip. In the 3-year-old Guyana-bred non-winners category, Torpedo Jet secured victory over Monica Time in second and Miracle Boy in third, as Sarka prevailed in the J3 and lower category over Shiza Monica and Regal Surprise. In the Sprint Classic, Regal Man secured victory over One Sharp Cookie in second and John Bull in third. The G-Class and Lower Open was won by Amicable Kate over Grande Renoas and Stormy Victory in third. Barbara of the Jumbo Jet Racing Stable secured victory in the F-Class and Lower Open category. Moving into basketball, action resumed in the 2026 Schools Basketball League with 3 fixtures in Georgetown on Friday. At the Burnham Court, the Government Technical Institute secured a narrowed 43-42 victory over St. Stanislaus College on the back of 15 points and 5 rebounds from Kemp Moria. At the QC Court, Queens College defeated St. Rose's High 57-44 as both Nathan Morrison and Deshaun Gurick added 15 points. The final match on Friday was a 39-22 victory for President's College over Marion Academy at the Marion Court. Finally, in cricket, action took place in a 3-team table tournament featuring the Ministry of Natural Resources, the Ghana Forestry Commission, and the Ghana Geology and Mines Commission at the National Park in Georgetown on Friday. Match number 1 was a dominant 10-wicket victory for the Ghana Forestry Commission over the Ministry of Natural Resources. In match number 2, the Ghana Geology and Mines Commission secured a commanding 107-run victory over the Ministry of Natural Resources as Quincy Ovid Richardson scored a brilliant 98 from 32. In the final fixture, the Ghana Geology and Mines Commission secured a 31-run victory over the Ghana Forestry Commission. Half-centuries from both Quincy Ovid Richardson and Marcus Watkins propelled GGMC to 148 for 2 in 8 overs. GGMC then limited the Ghana Forestry Commission to 117 without loss. Opening batter Vish added 97 in a losing effort. That's it for this edition of the HGP TV Sports Pulse. I'm Delwyn Neblett reminding you to stay in the game.
MP McDonald hammers education budget and failing gaps. Dr. PERSAUD, SINGH-LEWIS clash over child abuse and public assistance. LACRUZ flags gaps in healthcare, safety and education in Budget 2026. Ghana to benefit from A.R.T carbon credits for 3rd consecutive year. And in sport, the junior lady JAGS secures commanding 14-0 victory in ongoing CONCACAF on the 17 Girls World Cup qualifiers against St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm ALETHEA Grant. Thanks for watching.